The only thing I know about The Exorcist is that was my introduction to being of differentiating reality from movies, kind of, because my mom showed me that movie because I was so scared of it at the time, of the scene where her head spins around.
Uh-huh.
I was so scared of that my mom made me watch that scene like 10 times, like, and explained it to me. She's like, this isn't real, just keep watching it, like, look, like, you can see it, that it's a animatronic. And she's
Yeah.
like, this isn't real. And I was just crying like, okay, it's not real. But she kept playing it. I was like, I'm still seeing it though. So that was my introduction to like horror movies and being like, it's not real, it's not real. I was really young, and I have
Oh
that
Lord.
scarred and etched in my brain now.
That's so it's terrifying.
It was. Welcome to History of Popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. Consider this your secret public movie club. We are a podcast that celebrates all things movies. We react to the latest industry news, we do movie reviews, and discuss just about everything movies. We try to do new episodes every week. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, or anywhere you listen to podcasts, as well as a visual episode on YouTube. Hello. Um, we are your hosts. I'm Elijah.
I'm Justin.
And if you happen to hear any snaps, crackles, or pops, or see anything visually disturbing during this episode, it's because we do our sessions through Zoom, but we're happy you're here.
Zoom. Well,
It's
what's up,
good.
dude?
Not too much. I'm just recovering from a cold.
Mm.
So I had for the last 2 days because I don't know. I think I also just went back to the gym, and I think I went to the gym too hard, which is not even, I didn't even go that hard, but I would like go to the sauna and stuff, and I think my body just started to be like, whoa, chill out. So I got a cold like immediately. So I might quit the gym. I always get a cold whenever I work out or anything like that. So
I like how some people like go to the gym. They're like, "Oh, dude, I went too hard on leg days." You're like, "Dude, I went too hard in the sauna and I got a cold."
I got a cold now. Yeah, that's what happened to me. Because well, I went 5 days straight, and I didn't let my body recover. So it was just like, you need to recover, and I had a cold. I got a cold. But yeah. What have you been watching? What have you been doing?
I just recently watched Scream 6
Oh yeah, what's the
for the
consensus on
first
that?
time.
Because that just came out on streaming.
Same way I feel about the the
Really?
the last one. Yeah, I
I
like
thought.
certain
Did I hype
scenes
it up
in
too
it.
much? Do you think? Because it sounds like if
No,
you thought it was exactly the same.
no, not at all, not at all. It's like it. Like I like the bodega scene, I like the subway scene. There's scenes I liked, but it's just like overall, just I felt the same way where it's like, okay,
Hmm. It's
it's,
it's you're kind of getting Scream. What is it? Fatigue, where you're just like, there's the same thing. It's the same thing every time.
I mean, a little bit.
I guess so. Yeah,
I mean,
I get
spoiler
excited
alert, I
about it.
do like, but I still question how the core four are still all alive, especially the amount of times
Oh yeah,
once his face was stabbed.
Chad was stabbed like 4 times. I'm gonna
Not four
defend
times,
it.
they were just stabbing
He
him
was stabbed like
repeatedly.
4 times by like at like one like right away, but then he was stabbed like three more times. It seemed like when he was down. I don't know. Yeah, he was stabbed a lot. This is a spoiler, quick spoiler about it, but I don't know. I also found, I don't remember how. Don't ask me how I found out, but I found out that it's actually really hard to kill someone with a stab. Like
Hmm.
they'll like you can stab them with a knife, but you're gonna have to
You
like
saying
be
don't
really,
ask how I found out is
yeah.
very terrifying.
You have to like really like carve in past
Oof,
bone to get like actual damage and stuff.
gross.
And so that's what I'll say about Chad is they didn't stab him hard enough, because
Right.
it's really hard to stab someone to death. Trust me, I found that out. Actually, it's because I read a book that's about a
I
serial.
was gonna say you have to confirm.
There's yeah, I guess I read a book, and
You're like
they went
I've
all
been
into detail about
I've been very busy.
it.
But also what I've been watching too is which I know that you just recently started watching is Beef.
Oh yeah, the Netflix
Yeah,
new show. It's taking
yeah,
over Netflix right now. I literally just finished that today. Like I texted
amazing show.
you. I think I texted you like
Last
two,
night.
I think it was last night that I was like,
Yeah,
actually started to watch Beef through, and then this morning or this afternoon I texted you. I literally just finished it when you replied to me
yeah.
because I watched it in like a day and a half. It was
It's
incredible.
yeah, no, it's one of those like rare shows where it's like they're hour-long episodes, but it's very hard to put down.
I don't know. I think they're like 35 to 45. They're
Or
pretty
were they?
short actually. Yeah, they're pretty short
But
episodes, which is
but
really cool.
it reminded me so much of White Lotus, where it's like
I've
once you
never seen
start
that
it,
one yet.
just once you start it, you can't stop watching it. Same thing with
Yeah.
Barry. Like it's
Yeah.
just like
Are you
it's
gonna wait to watch Barry then?
I've been watching it.
Oh,
It's
you're
one of
watching
those
it
rare
last?
shows. Yep, I just last watched the last
I
one
haven't
and it
seen this
broke me.
week's. I haven't seen this
Oh,
week's
oh, dude, just
or yesterday's.
it takes a turn. It takes
Oh, I
a
bet. I'm pretty excited. This is a good season. I'm sad that it's going
oh yeah.
away. Uh,
But hey, I mean, like, I like that they're just, I like that Bill Hader and his writers and like just like they decide they created just like the best like beginning, middle, and end of a story, and it's just
yeah.
like I was watching the first, I think the third episode, and my roommate Gavin was sitting with me, and I can't remember which episode that exactly was, but as we were watching it, he was like, "Is this show supposed to be funny?" And I was like, it was
At
once.
moments, yeah. I've been watching interviews with Bill Hader, and he's like, "Remember when our show was a comedy?"
Yeah,
It's like it still is hilarious. It has some of the best like visual jokes that I've seen
yeah.
in a while because of his directing, Bill Hader's. But
Well, that's what's so
yeah,
great about it is that like it's still like a funny, it's still a funny show, but it's
hmm
like it's doing the reality thing. It's like an absurdist.
hmm
It's crazy. It's one honestly one of the best. It's similar to Beef, where it's like if you explain it to people, it doesn't sound
yeah.
funny, but when you watch it, like there are moments in it that just make you laugh or make you cringe, where it's just like it's not like anything I've ever seen before, honestly. Like
Yeah,
Beef and Barry are like, especially Beef, like oh my god,
I
like
did
that
not think it
show
was gonna
is
get as intense as it did by the end of it.
yeah.
I was like, "There's no how is wow."
But yeah, no, that show's absolutely amazing. It's
Yeah,
honestly
I
one
would
of the
definitely
best.
recommend that show.
I'm hoping that it's not going to they're not going to continue with it though.
They
If they
are. I think. Well,
do,
I'm pretty sure they are. Have you seen the
well,
interviews and stuff? Because
yeah,
the creator
because
was
it's
like, we have
so
ideas for
successful
like
now.
3 seasons or something.
And I'm
He's like, we have an
curious. I'm
arc.
curious how it's going to be. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like if they were going to do it, I'd rather go the White Lotus route where it's like an anthology. It's like
Hmm.
another incident that
Another.
happens
Yeah.
with other people. There's like
Yeah.
one character that keeps coming back, but who knows if the creator does have a
Yeah.
an arc like a three season arc, then fucking go for it. But a
Yeah.
little
The
worrisome.
cast of Beef is great. Everything about Beef just got better
Mhm.
and better. The stakes get higher. The characters you just care about. Well, I don't want to say. Well, yeah, it's just a really good show. So if you happen to have the time to watch
Yeah.
Beef on Netflix, please do. And Barry is also very good. So that's what we've been watching. But
I will say though, like warning, trigger warning for the last episode of Beef: do not smoke weed because I smoked a lot of weed and I watched that last
I
episode
didn't
and
even.
it
I was sober
tripped me the
watching that
fuck out.
last episode, and I was kind of like having like heartbeat, like
Yeah,
heartbeat. I was like, "What? This is kind of unnerving to watch
yeah.
because
It
there's a trippy scene in that." Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one though. I would recommend it to people if you can. It gets intense though.
no,
It's not for kids. Don't watch it with your kids.
no.
So yeah, Beef and Barry. Those are what you want. Oh yeah, and Scream.
Scream
I'm
6.
excited for more Scream. Nothing officially has been announced about that, so we'll see about that. But I'm glad
Who
you
did you
finally saw it.
say? Who did you say? Like there was a director that was coming on that is going to do the next one. Did you say
Oh,
that?
the guy who did Freaky is rumored to be doing it.
See, I feel like he would
Christopher
have
Landon.
been. I feel like that he would have been a great choice for this because the way that he did, especially Freaky,
Hmm
was just like a perfect horror comedy where it was like so it was so current, but it's also very
I
aware,
mean, it
self-aware.
seems like they're sticking with like the same routine that they did with the original trilogy. Because didn't Wes Craven or didn't Kevin Williamson write the first two, and then someone else wrote the third one?
Yeah, and then he
That
did the
seems like
fourth one.
what they're doing right now. Is like they have
Yeah,
the original for the first two, and then they're gonna hire a different guy for the third one,
yeah.
which would
The
be
good
cool.
thing
Christopher
of the
Landon could do it.
And the best thing about like even with the last Scream and this one is like they're still not bad movies. Like I
Mm.
don't think that they're bad, but it's just like I don't know. There's something about them that's like it's
You
just
can't really break the rules and have it still be a Scream movie kind of thing. I
yeah.
feel
I do
like,
like that they the New York setting though really did do something for me. Like
yeah,
I especially that bodega scene was absolutely amazing.
yeah,
And the whole like just the different masks from the different movies. I thought that was very like Scream like, but I
yeah.
don't know. There's just especially like you and I have talked about this, not Jenna Ortega, but the other sister.
Melissa Barrera,
Yeah, she's still not doing it for me.
yeah. She's not. I would have been okay if she died. I would have been okay with that. I would have. I mean, if something happens to her in the next one, that's fine. That's okay. I just think the sister aspect is not working for them either. Of like, I care about both of them. And they're trying to do
Right.
this thing where like, are they going to turn on each other? And they try to do that every movie.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's not working for me. But
It's just like right now for me, like with the Scream, and this is spoilers again. It's like
mhm.
because pretty much, not pretty much, like actually, yeah, pretty much. There's only one original OG Scream character that's now still out there. She wasn't Nev Campbell wasn't in the last one, but now pretty
Mhm.
much everybody else is wiped out. And these new characters, I just still
Yeah,
don't I just don't really like them too much. Like if they died, like I don't like
yeah,
when the one girl, the new Randy,
yeah.
basically when she gets stabbed in the subway and I thought that she died, I was just like, I
That's
didn't
it. You're like,
care.
I didn't really. I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I still think she's one of the. I think she's a mastermind though too, because I think she was behind everything still.
really
Because she missed the climax twice. What's up with that?
that's true. That is
What's up with
true.
that? And I mean, like, she's always trying to get out of it, and she's like,
And she's the
trying.
main one too that says "fuck you, stay away from me." Especially the one kid that ended up being the part
Yeah,
of the. That's
yeah.
true.
It's.
Hey, you know what? That's not a bad theory.
I'm still convinced. What is that? It says, what is that? It looks bubbly. It's in a
Um,
mug.
it's alcohol.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I'm not trying to get flagged right now, but it says sip.
It's your sipping mug.
Yeah, it's my
Carbonated
roommate's.
clear drink. Okay.
What's your mug say? I wanted you to
Oh
save it.
yeah, I got tea and it says when you see yourself, it's from a band. It says
Nice,
Kings of Leon and
nice.
it changes colors when it gets hot. Red to white.
Okay. This is totally like a different, like, I'm just like sitting here being like, no, this is definitely alcohol. And you're like, this is nice little tea. Mine says sip,
Yeah,
and yours like, it's like, just be yourself.
mine's a sleepy time tea because I'm gonna go to sleep after this.
No, this is sleepy time alcohol. So at the end
uh,
of the podcast, him and I are both gonna be sleeping.
yours
This is actually a
just
live stream.
droopy eyes. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what we've been watching. That's how we feel about Scream. Watch Barry and Beef. Those are both
Yeah,
very good. Oh, Justin, do you want to know what we're talking about this week?
I do.
You're like, no, just start talking. We're gonna do a speed recap of CinemaCon, which was last week. Do you know what CinemaCon is? We've talked about it a couple of times.
Yes.
It's a very cool convention that happens in Vegas. It's usually for shareholders and movie theater companies to know what they're going to be putting themselves or investing in or looking forward to in the next year for this year. And CinemaCon, I think it happens every year. But yeah, it's just a bunch of studios coming out with little showcases for the projects they have coming out. Um, and this year it had one, two, three, four, five, six studios came to CinemaCon this past week. Um, I guess I'll just choose a random one to start with.
Just close your eyes and do this.
We're gonna start with Paramount Pictures. Is it Paramount Pictures or Paramount Studios? I don't even know.
Yeah, who knows anymore?
Just Paramount. Paramount Pictures. They recently have you seen the footage for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie with the one by Seth Rogen?
Yeah, I remember something like that. I can't
It
remember
looks
exactly
really
what
cool
happened to it.
actually. It's like the Spider-Verse version
Yeah,
of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The artwork looks awesome. The cast is stacked.
yeah.
But
I
they,
love the modern day animation with that kind of stuff. That's
yeah,
I'm here for it.
yeah, I am too. Puss in Boots was nominated for an
Hmm.
Oscar. It looked like that, and it's a good trend. And apparently, it's easier to do in a way because they don't have to edit every single frame
Right.
because they like that choppy look now, which is cool. But they showed footage for that, which is just like they didn't really explain. There's not much about it, but they just showed an extended like trailer for the people that are seeing it. That comes out August 4th. So there's that to look forward to. If you haven't seen the trailer, look up the trailer for that because it looks like a beautiful movie actually, and it made me laugh out loud actually when I watched it. I was like, that's cute. That's gonna work.
Did they release more footage, or was it just the trailer that came out before?
There was more footage, but it is exclusive to what's it called? The convention. So maybe
Right.
one day we'll go and we'll be able to take our notes, but they didn't release anything really new except saying they just came out and said we're excited for this.
Yeah.
Most of these are just going to be little nitpicks of like showed new stuff. If we have some news about it, I'll try to pop it in, but not
Were
all of
you
them.
ever a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, I never was.
Same. Not really.
I never got into the lore or anything. I actually just saw the first one, the original one from the '80s, on VHS when I was in Minnesota in I think
Starring Sam
November-ish.
Rockwell.
Was that Sam Rockwell in that?
Sam Rockwell was in the very beginning of the movie. He's just like one of the
Oh, I don't
thugs.
even remember that. But
Awesome.
they showed more Mission Impossible movies because Tom Cruise needs to remind everyone that he saved cinema once and he's going to do it again with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. They showed
Part one.
20-minute footage of him escaping the streets of Rome in one long car chase. That
I
sounds like a
can't
very
wait.
long car chase. 20-minute car chase? It had to have been more stuff than that. But
I mean, like if it's a 20-minute car chase, I would not be surprised.
that's like a
They
that's like
want to
a
keep up in the ante,
that's like a fourth
Alicia.
of the movie, I feel like. 20 minutes?
Those movies. This is only part one, baby.
That's
This is
true.
gonna be a 4 hour, 4 hour fuck face. Fuck a tree. Move on.
So they already announced a sequel to Transformers, the one that's coming out. I forgot, Rise of the Beast. The new one's called Transformers: Awakening of the Beasts. Same director's coming back, Stephen Caple Jr. Takes place in 1994, which I think Rise of the Beast takes place in 91.
Lordy.
So they're keeping those Transformers movies alive and making them period pieces. Like Bumblebee was the 80s, and this one's the 90s.
Yeah, for
So they're
some
making
reason.
their own trilogy with that, I guess.
Yeah. They are still profitable, so I mean, like,
I
hey, why
guess
not?
so. Because they're
Right?
also making an animated movie called Transformers One, which is about the yeah, it's one ONE. It says it's the what's it called? The origin story of Megatron and all those people. It has Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, Keegan Michael Key as Bumblebee, Scarlett Johansson as Alita. I don't know who these other characters are. John Hamm and Lawrence Fishburne are in this one. That comes out July 19th, 2024. So they're really banking in on Transformers, Paramount is.
That's just another thing that you and I were just kind of like, cool.
Yeah, I only watched the Shia LaBeouf ones, and I think I saw the Mark Wahlberg one. Is that the one where TJ Miller dies? He turns into a stone or something?
Yeah, I can't remember.
He was in one of them.
Transformers, like one of the, I think it was the last night that was playing at my work recently,
Oh,
and I
and they
saw,
got like Anthony Hopkins in that one, right?
yeah, and I saw
Uh,
Stanley Tucci playing fucking Merlin. I can't remember who he was playing. He had a long ass beard, and I was like, "Is that Stanley Tucci? What are we watching?" And they're like, "This is Transformers: The Last Night." And I was
yeah,
like,
I
"What
don't think I saw that one. I think that's the one before that's the last one I saw.
is Michael Bay still involved in Transformers?"
Probably producing. I don't know. I don't know though. I have no idea what he's doing anymore. They announced or not live action. Avatar: The Last Airbender film, animated film, which I'm a
Ooh,
fan of. I grew up watching that show every week on Nickelodeon. But this is about adult version of Aang, Katara, Sokka, Zuko, and Toph. And it comes out October 10th, 2025. So it's officially coming, which is very cool. It's from the same
that's nice.
creators. I'm very
I
excited for
never
that.
got into Avatar. I kind of want to because people keep.
Don't watch the M. Night Shyamalan.
That's the only. I mean, like
That was your
I've
introduction to it, kind of?
no, no, no. I
Okay.
mean, I remember watching like some of the episodes when I was a kid, but I never really got into it. I was more
Mhm.
into Drake and Josh and SpongeBob. There was like some episodes I watched at Avatar, The Last Airbender, and I would be like, I feel like I need to catch up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's like one of the few. I guess I could consider it anime. It's American anime, but it's one of the only anime things I'm into. Grew up.
Mm,
That was a long time ago. That was like I don't know, 2004 ish.
yeah.
Um, we
I remember
finally got.
seeing the movie
Oh,
though, and like the movie, like I
oh
yeah,
no, the
yeah,
movie. He didn't understand the movie at all. M Night Shyamalan.
yeah.
That was so upsetting. That was just a paid job because he wanted to make uh his daughter happy, and I was like, you probably didn't do it. You probably disappointed your daughter with that one.
Maybe one day we can interview his daughter on the History of
Actually,
Podcast.
I actually
History of Popcorn
history of
Podcast.
podcast. But I'm
That's my
actually
podcast. That's the podcast I'm doing. Is History of Podcast. I'm trying to get some backing on that.
It's funny you say that because we're actually going to talk about M. Night Shyamalan's daughter in our next episode. It's a spoiler, but she's making a movie herself.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next episode. We got another photo finally, a second or a couple new photos of Killers of the Flower Moon finally. Remember that you said they only had that one photo they teased for
Yeah.
like 4.5 years, it seemed like.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
finally released a first look of Killers of the Flower Moon, which comes out October 6th. And they broke down a little bit more of the character and they talked about the book it's based on and hyped it up. That's basically it. But you can look it up. There's
I'm gonna
more
look it up right
photos
now.
now. There's Robert De Niro. There's another photo of Leo. There's a couple, there's like four photos now on the internet instead of just that one. And they announced a Bob Marley biopic, which I think we talked about a long time ago, but they made it official. It's called Bob Marley, One Love. And his son, Ziggy Marley, is the producer and the guy who's making sure that everything is going to be told correctly. And they got Kinsley Ben Adir, who is from, I think he played Malcolm X in One Night in Miami and he's also in the Secret Invasion TV show coming out on Disney Plus. But I'm looking forward to this because Bob Marley is a classic, and I'm interested to see what his story is going to be like. That comes out January 12th, 2024.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised that they haven't done a biopic on him yet. His family's
They're
probably
probably waiting for a while to
yeah.
get the right now because now, yeah, his son's attached and to produce and be the authenticator. I don't know what to call it. They showed an official trailer for a Quiet Place Day One, which I wish I knew. I wish they released this, but maybe it'll come out soon. But they found we know that it's taking place in New York, and it's the first day of the invasion, which was shown in part two, and how they came in on comets. So it's going to be an alien invasion film that takes place in New York, which is one of the loudest cities in the United States or in the world, even maybe. But it's going to be interesting to see that. That one's got.
And John
Uh,
Krasinski isn't directing it.
he is not. He's producing it. I forgot who was directing it. I think we talked about it before, but the cast is Lupita Nyong'o. I think that's how you say it. Joseph
Nice.
Quinn of Stranger Things fame, Alex Wolff, and Djimon Housen, who is in the second one. Um, yeah, so I'm excited
I
for that
still
one.
haven't seen the second one. I only saw the first one.
Second one's okay. It's not as good as the first, but it's a fun universe. And I don't like
Yeah.
to. I hate using the word fun when I talk about movies. I get that from Chris. He's like, it's a fun one. So yeah, that comes out March 8th, 2024. Quiet Place Day One, which I'm looking forward to. Oh yeah, that's next year. Sweet. We talked about this other movie. John Krasinski's next directorial movie is a comedy that he brought in Steve Carell and Ryan Reynolds to be in, and it's about
Yes.
him and I found out it's a live action animated film that is gonna be akin to like a Pixar movie, they said. So I don't know if I was thinking it was going to be like an R-rated comedy or something, but they're comparing it to Pixar. So it might be a family movie about a guy who can see people's imaginary friends, and it's called If. But they finally announced the full cast, and the full cast is pretty stacked. It's got Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, Kaylee Fleming, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Fiona Shaw, Steve Carell, Alan Kim, Matt Damon, Sam Rockwell, and Aquafina. So
Ooh.
that's a pretty good cast. I'm excited for obviously Sam, Matt, Steve, Ryan, John. I'm just gonna.
Well, this
I'll,
is this is something too that they've been doing for a second.
I think so. Um, So we're almost done with Paramount. Wow, this is taking a while. We're
Dude, you're
getting
speeding through it.
we still have 5 more studios to go through. So there's going to be a lot of topics today. But we got a new SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants it's
Oh
called.
no,
It's coming out
Jesus Christ.
2025 and it's one of those 3D animated movies like
No.
the new animation that they're doing with SpongeBob, which I don't really like. I don't like the way it
No,
looks.
no. I
But
think that they need to leave SpongeBob alone. Like
I
seriously,
mean,
like after the last movie and the Camp Coral TV show, just leave it alone.
yeah, and then they
Let
also
it
did like
let
a
it
Patrick Star spin-off too.
yeah, just let it go. Let it go.
I
You're
don't
not
know if
doing
they ever
anything
will.
for us.
I just don't like the new animation. It's like what they did with
No.
the Rugrats where they made it all
Ugh.
bubbly in
I
3D.
mean,
It was weird
honestly,
looking.
like the animation that they did in the movie
Yeah.
wasn't terrible, but it's just the story and just like the character. Like I just give it up. Just give it up. Because
Yeah.
honestly, at this point too, it's not for the kids. It's like they're trying to like appease to us, which
Yeah.
you and I we grew up with SpongeBob,
Yeah.
and we're not interested in it. So why the hell are we still doing it? You want to know why? Money, and they're not making it anymore.
Money. And they said it's supposed to be the biggest movie in franchise history. I don't know what that means.
I doubt it. Doubt it.
2025, that's coming. Rihanna came out on stage and announced that she's doing a new Smurf movie and she's going to play Smurfette.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ.
more Smurfs. Paw Patrol is getting another movie with Kim Kardashian, Kristen Bell. Good for them. Chris Rock is coming in September. I think people might be excited for that. Did you ever see the movie Smile, the horror movie?
No, but I heard some good things about it.
It's very good. I wasn't really looking forward to it, and then me and my brother just popped it on. It's very good, and that is officially getting a sequel, and that's in development now. So I would
I
recommend that
figured
horror
because
movie.
like for a while they were doing that one the
Oh yeah, they're doing the
promotional work.
marketing. Yeah,
Amazing. That was amazing marketing.
it was.
Because I really wanted to see it just because of all that, and I still
Yeah,
haven't seen it. But I mean, like,
it's worth
I
watching. Yeah,
can, yeah, I can see that movie being fantastic.
yeah,
Or
and it
see,
was it
I mean,
was
like,
also really cheap to make too, and it made a lot more money than they expected. It was like
well, that's why horror movies keep going because like they
yeah,
have small budgets and then they
they
just
don't need to pay for lights, just make everything dark. It's a
well,
big
also
big
they don't
saving
have
on the
to
budget.
they don't have to pay for big actors too. It's very rare when you see big actors in a
Yeah,
small horror movie.
and usually when you do see like a big actor in a horror movie, it's usually not that good of a horror movie because they don't really.
No.
I feel like I don't know.
Well, yeah,
They,
no, it's kind of weird.
they announced that what's it called? Gladiator 2 is officially getting pushed
Jesus
forward, but
Christ.
the cast just grew a lot. They got Pedro Pascal now. They got Denzel Washington, Barry
Ooh,
Cogan. Uh, who else joined the cast?
that's actually promising.
Yeah, and
Actually, Barry Cogan and Denzel Washington. I mean,
yeah,
I like Pedro Pascal,
yeah,
but Denzel Washington and Barry Cogan. That's pretty cool.
yeah. Denzel joined like right after we talked about it on our one on that one episode where we talked about it being announced, but he joined the cast pretty early on, so he's probably going to be a big part. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I still haven't seen the first one, so we'll see. I guess so. We got Paramount done. That was all Paramount's stuff.
Elijah. I feel like somebody needs to give Elijah a little shoulder rub right now.
I just realized how much of an undertaking it is to recap CinemaCon. It was a whole week of news,
And
but
also, you just drank some sleepy time tea, so I feel like that you're trying to catch up before it hits you. And you're
no, I'll be that day won't hit for like another hour and a half, so we're good. I probably have to have a second one. But now we have Lionsgate. This one's really short because they just announced and
well, yeah,
showed
it's
footage.
Lionsgate.
Yeah, they just
All
showed.
they have is John Wick.
Yeah, and that just came out. So now they only have Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes,
Oh
the
yeah.
prequel. The
I didn't
prequel to
watch the
Hunger
trailer for
Games.
that. I saw that, but yeah.
I don't know about the world. I'm excited for Peter Dinklage, who's in it, and Rachel Zegler is in it, who I like now. She's a good actress. We talked about her in a couple episodes, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'll probably watch it, but I'm not excited for it. It's just
Were
another
you ever
movie.
into Hunger Games? So, like, I mean, like we like.
Not really. I mean, I saw them when they came out, but I was never like, I need the next one. I want the next one to come out.
Yeah,
And
I
I don't know.
never got into it.
I went
I
for
remember
Josh Hutcherson. I was like, he's cool. I like Josh.
whatever happened to Josh Hutcherson.
He's coming out with a horror movie called a horror movie about that video game, Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever.
Oh,
It's a
you
horror
want to know
video game
something
that
really
got really
quick?
popular.
You can keep this in here, or you don't have to. But one of the best Josh Hutcherson movies that I've
Bridge to
seen.
Terabithia.
Well, no, it's this movie
Okay.
called Detention by this
Oh,
director called
yeah.
Joseph Kahn,
I've heard of
who
that.
also did a movie called Bodied, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But Detention is, especially if we're talking about Scream,
Isn't Jane Cook in that?
Dane Cook is in that. We don't have to
Okay.
talk. We don't have to talk about how Dane Cook is in it. Spoiler alert: he dies. So like
It's a
that's
slasher film, right?
yes. And if anybody wanted to take over the Scream franchise, I wish it was him
Hmm.
because that entire movie Detention is just it's making fun of all of that, and then it goes bonkers in the end. But Josh Hutcherson in that movie is absolutely fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I remember
And,
seeing that one really when I like once, when it first came out. Not first
yeah,
came out, but like a lot. It came out a while ago, so it was like it's been a
yeah,
while.
it came out when I was still living in Vegas. Like that's legit one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
It's
it's a small
hilarious.
movie.
It's
He's
crazy as fuck.
it's good.
And also it has a Dumbfounded who is a great rapper too.
Hmm. Did not know that. Let's knock Walt Disney Studios out of the way. Okay. Okay.
Jesus Christ. I like how you knew Elijah that I hate talking about Disney. So you were
We're just
like,
gonna
let's
get
just
that out of the way because we already kind of know what's going on with Disney. We've been talking
yeah,
about it a lot over
they're taking over the world.
over the course of this whole podcast. We talk about it a lot. They showed more footage of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They showed footage of the Marvels, Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny. They showed footage of. They announced that we already knew this, but Harrison Ford's officially done. He's not going to do any projects. There's going to be a TV show. They said that's probably going to be around the Indiana Jones universe, but he's not going to be a part of it at all. So who knows what that's going to be? Um, they announced a new Disney movie called Wish, which has Ariana DeBose
The bow.
attached and Chris Pine. Um, and I don't really know what it's about. I saw the trailer, but I still don't really know. Oh, I think they like make a wish upon a star and then like stuff starts to happen and
Yeah.
it's a musical.
I
But
haven't watched the trailer either. I
apparently
saw
they've been trying to make it for like 15 years or something. So
interesting.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know how I feel
I
about that.
saw that the trailer was out, but I haven't watched it. But
Yeah,
hearing
it's
you say that they're probably trying to bank off of the typical Disney
yeah.
logo. If you wish upon a
I think
star.
so. They've been trying to make a story about that for like a long time, probably. But
They already did. It's called Pinocchio. You can watch it 15. You can watch that 15,000 times.
they showed more Little Mermaid footage, officially showing Melissa McCarthy's Ursula. That comes out May 26th. Haunted Mansion they showed footage of, and they said it has a number of cameos that are truly to die for. Good for them. July
Yeah. That's the
28th.
that's I mean, like them saying that like makes me pissed off. But no, that's the only thing that I'm actually truly excited for that Disney's
Yeah,
done in a while. That's
yeah.
the only like Disney remake or like whatever the fuck they're doing. That trailer that they released for that and the cast they
It
have
looks
for
kind of
that,
creepy, actually.
it looks amazing. And also the director of it, if you haven't seen Dear White People, the movie, I mean, like I haven't watched the TV show, but watch Dear White People, the movie.
Hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
yeah. I'm excited for that one too, actually. Looks kind of creepy, and Danny DeVito's in it, so there's that.
Danny DeVito's in it and Lakeith Stanfield too.
They showed more footage of Elemental, 20 minutes of it. Cool, cool. June 16th. This one was
Cool, cool.
interesting. This one was actually they released this trailer called A Haunting in Venice. Did you see the trailer for this or see anything about that?
Yes.
I watched it. When you start the trailer, it looks like a really creepy, like paranormal spirits movie. But by
Yeah.
the end of it, Kenneth Branagh randomly shows up as Detective Hercule Poirot. It's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, this is the third Hercule Poirot movie. And I was like,
Which
okay.
honestly, like that entire franchise needed to take a dip because those like the Murder on the Orient Express and the Death of the Nile.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
But
they
this one I
gradually were
was
like,
like,
ah.
oh,
They're
okay,
really doing
okay.
something way different because you don't know what movie it is until halfway through. And then I was
No,
like, wow, that's a nice surprise. That's a little different. So that comes out
right?
September 15th. I was excited for that, actually. I was like, I might see that one and be excited about it. Tina
I'll
Fey is
definitely
in
see
it.
it. Yeah.
I was like squinting. I was like, is that Tina? Is that Tina Fey? I couldn't
Is
tell
that
right away.
Tina? Is it the teens right there?
Um, So there's this other movie that I wanted to talk about for a couple episodes, or like almost a year now, but nothing ever really came out about it. I didn't know it was a Disney movie, but it's a movie by Gareth Edwards. It was originally called True Love, but now it's called The Creator, and it stars John David Washington, who's Denzel's Washington's son,
Hmm.
and Gemma Chan. And like they only said uh, that it's a movie that takes place in a dystopian future where humanity and robots wage war, and that comes out the 29th, and we haven't seen anything about it, but I'm interested to see what Gareth Edwards is going to do with that. I didn't know it was Disney though, which is a little weird, but I mean Disney
Gareth
owns a lot of
Edwards
stuff.
is the one that did Rogue One, right?
Yeah, what else did he do?
Yeah, no, he did something else that was he did something good once.
Oh, he started off as a visual effects guy, and he did the visual effects for Monsters, that one movie. But then he also did Godzilla, the 2014 one,
Okay,
which is,
okay.
well, it looks
Yeah,
good. It's not the best
yeah,
movie, but it looks good.
yeah, yeah.
Um, they also showed the trailer for Taika Waititi's Next Goal Wins, which has Michael
Yeah,
Fassbender playing
I
a
did
guy
watch
who's
the trailer
teaching an
for that.
American Samoan team, American Samoan soccer team who doesn't know how to win, and
Uh,
that comes out November 17th. But this movie's been trying to get made for like a long time. I guess it's been in post production for like 3 years or something. So
I
I don't
just
know. I don't know
love
how to feel
how
about that.
Taika Waititi likes to just take the piss out of himself because it says from
Oh, the
Academy Award loser.
yeah, for Jojo Rabbit and MTV movie loser for Thor Ragnarok. Yeah,
Hey, you got to give it to him. No, that trailer made me smile.
yeah.
That
It's
was a nice
it's
surprise. I like just seeing Taika Waititi direct movies like that.
yeah. He doesn't take himself too seriously. There's not too much on the line. It probably wasn't that
Yeah,
expensive, so
and Michael
that's good.
Fassbender being in it too. Like it's giving me what's that one movie that he did? Frank vibes.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
there's this sense of you don't really see Michael Fassbender do movies like that too much. He's always like an assassin or like going through
yeah,
sex addiction or sex not addiction, sex addiction.
yeah. With the
Like
that fucking movie.
what was it called? Shame. That movie's
Shame.
intense. That movie's
Yeah, that
sad.
movie is intense. It is very sad.
um,
I like him doing lighthearted
yeah, it's
stuff.
like seeing Daniel Craig. You're like, oh, he can be funny. He can
Yeah,
do other
right.
things.
Exactly.
Um, let's go into Universal Pictures. They showed more footage of Oppenheimer. That comes out July 21st. After seeing the new trailer for Barbie, I'm more excited for Oppenheimer now. I'm probably gonna enjoy Barbie, but I don't know. I forget that it's written by two very
Noah
talented
Baumbach.
people. Yeah, it's written by two very talented people. So who knows how much they're hiding in the trailer? I mean, they're probably not even
Yeah.
showing much of the movie at all. So there's some hope for that. I don't like the trailers they're putting out. So the less I see, the better it'll probably be for Barbie.
I'm very curious about it still.
Barbie.
Oppenheimer, yeah, Oppenheimer.
It's
You
yeah,
and I
it's gonna
are
be a given.
we're both divided here.
We're gonna be going to the theater at the same time, and we're gonna see the different movies, and it'll be like, all right, enjoy, and then we're gonna switch places, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna watch Barbie first. I'm gonna watch Oppenheimer first, and then we're
I'm
gonna
just very
switch.
curious what the hell they're gonna do with that movie.
Yeah,
Oppenheimer, you just like you see the trailers, like okay, I get what you guys are doing, but with Barbie,
exactly.
it's
You
like,
don't know what they're
what
gonna.
is happening here?
Yeah, there's been some talks about Michael Cera having like an extremely memorable scene in it. Like he's probably not in it that much, but this apparently his part is one of the most memorable parts of the movie. They said, but Universal also announced Kung Fu Panda 4. I forgot that they were making these, but uh, this is the synopsis. We see Poe trying to find a successor to take on the mantle of the Dragon Warrior while facing a new threat, the Chameleon, a sorceress who can summon villains from the past. Meanwhile, Poe trains a new Fox character, Shen, and will find more allies to help in the fight. That comes out spring 2024.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4. I forgot that these were happening. I guess they're not bad. They're not bad movies. They're visually fun.
Did you see Super Mario Bros?
Yeah, yes, I did. I saw it
I've heard
twice.
I saw my friend, such my roommate, he was like, this it's one of my favorite movies. He's like, it was great.
It's a safe movie. It's too safe. Like they just there's no room for it to mess up. Like
Hmm.
it's just
Well, it's Illumination. What
yeah,
were you
I mean,
expecting?
yeah, it's like 90 it's like really short and
That's not a bad thing.
they divert a little bit with some of the Bowser stuff, but that's because they have Jack Black, who's like a comedic genius.
You want to know something too? I mean, like about Kung Fu Panda is like I only, I think I've only seen the first one.
Really?
Yeah,
They're all
I
pretty
haven't.
good. It's surprising what the cast, what how they who they can cast in these movies because they have big
Uh-huh.
names in them. Like they had Angelina Jolie, Jackie Chan. Who else was in it?
Seth Rogen, I'm pretty sure
He's
is in
probably in
it.
the later ones. I don't remember him
No,
though.
Seth Rogen was in the first one. He was the praying mantis one.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
See,
yeah,
I
they
remember certain things.
they have a lot like yeah, they have a pretty big, pretty
And I'm
stacked
pretty sure
cast all the
Jackie
time.
Chan was the monkey. Because I
Yeah,
remember when the first one
yeah,
came out,
Jackie
because I was
Chan.
still
Yeah,
like young enough where I was like, this is awesome. And
yeah.
I've loved Jack Black. But when the second one came out, that's when I was like,
More you
I'm old now.
sequels. Yeah, yeah. Now we're even older. Four of them now. There's gonna be four of them. But the movie theater you and I would we grew up in. It was a place called Town Square in
Hmm.
Vegas. They still have a Kung Fu Panda huge cutout that's like probably like 8 feet tall, and it's just of Po the panda kicking, and
Really?
it's still in the back of the movie theater, just sitting back there
That's
from
awesome.
the first movie. I want to
That's
go
awesome.
over. I want to ask someone if I can take it home because or like take it. It's like 8 feet tall and huge, and it's just sitting there. Nobody's
That's
doing anything with
amazing.
it. They haven't thrown it out, but it's been there the entire time. And
That's
when did
amazing.
the first one come out? Kung
Oh
Fu
man. Had it been like I want to
2008.
2008. Yep,
It's been
yep.
there since 2008 and it's still in the movie theater. It's insane. I want to take it. They'll probably be like, "Yeah, if you could take it out the door, go ahead and try."
Dude, where do they have it? Where are they
It's
storing
in
that bad boy?
it's just in the back theater. Like it's right where the last theater is and you're just sitting back there. Like you see it every time. It's
That's
pretty
awesome.
it's pretty cool.
Isn't it crazy how these movies we grew up with like movies like that and
Mhm.
like people like our I was about to say ancestors, but no. But like our but like old like our like parents and stuff, like when like Star Wars and like Indiana Jones, like those movies come out and we're just kind of like, oh yeah, cool. But
Yeah.
like something like Kung Fu Panda 4, I'm just thinking about the first movie and just being like, I remember when I was a kid when that movie came out.
Yeah.
But I genuinely do not care about if they fuck up Kung Fu Panda 4. If they fuck the lore, I legit have I don't I
Uh,
it's not gonna make
it's
me
gonna be a big deal when they come out with the Lorax 2.
no. You know what really fucked me up? This is super random. But when they released the Jumanji, like the Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle and like the next
Mhm.
chapter, those movies really make me be like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I is that based on like a book or something? Or is that just based on the movie? I don't know where that
Well, the
came
the
from.
first Jumanji is the same. Like that was like based off like a random picture book, and it was the same guy that did the Polar
Oh,
Express.
right, right, right. It is
So I
okay.
can't wait. I can't wait for Dwayne Johnson to come back and do the Polar Express too.
Yeah.
They're gonna go through the iceberg, and he's gonna be like, "Don't you guys worry, I'm gonna stop the iceberg with my fucking arm."
Yeah, we're still okay. So we're still on Universal. There's no way we can speed through all this. There's a lot, especially with
No,
us. We could get very sidetracked. So
I love how you're just like you're trying so hard, and I'm just like, wait a second, hold on, I want to talk about this one thing.
I want to talk about our ancestors.
Yeah,
But yeah,
continue.
we already found out. We knew this Fast X, Fast 10, whatever the
Good
10th
lord.
movie.
Talk
The
about a movie from our childhood too.
yeah, this one and the next one are a two-parter, so it's probably gonna end with a cliffhanger.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because we knew there was gonna be. I think we knew there was gonna be one more after this one, but yeah, they're officially saying it's a two-parter, so it's gonna be Fast X Part Two.
Good lord.
And yeah, that comes out the Fast X comes out May 19th, and then the end comes out. The last one comes out 2025. So
Who
good for them.
cares anymore? What was the last Fast and Furious movie that you've actually seen?
I've
Have you
seen them
watched the
all.
last one?
I
You've
saw
seen
them
them all?
all. Yeah, I
I
saw
think the
them all.
last one that I saw was like Fast 7. And that was only because Paul
Furious
Walker died.
7, you mean?
Oh, sorry. Furious 7. Sorry. I apologize. I apologize to all the to all the dude bros out there. But and the only reason why I watched it because wasn't that the one? Was that the one where Paul Walker died? I can't remember. The last
I
one
don't
I watched was
remember.
when Paul Walker died.
I think that was, yeah, it might have been. I don't remember. There's so many, they all blend together. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna watch them all in a day and then see the new one. That's
No, no,
coming
no.
out this month.
Elijah, you know what we should do? We should meet in the middle in Vegas and Oregon. We rent a hotel room. We we stay there. We lock ourselves in and we watch all of it. We don't eat. We don't
One
sleep.
sitting.
We don't drink.
Whoa.
We just watch all of it.
I mean, I
And
think
we
we can eat and
record
drink,
every
but we have to
moment.
do we have to do it in one sitting. We can have all the resources we need, but with one sitting.
Okay, fine. Forget everything else I said. But we should do that. And like we watched all of it and we try not to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can't, we have to watch them all.
And we have
That's
like a full
nine
on
movies.
reaction.
9 movies in one day. What is that? 18 hours at least.
We could do that.
We could do that. 18 hours.
Mhm.
Let's do it. The movie comes out May 19th, so we're gonna have to do it soon. um, they announced the new Exorcist. I think we talked about there's a sequel, legacy sequel to The Exorcist coming out called
Wait, what
Exorcist.
studio are we on again?
This is still, this is still Universal. We talked about this movie before. This is David Gordon Green's Exorcist reboot sequel,
Oh,
legacy sequel. He's the
nice.
one who came out with the legacy sequels to Halloween, so he likes to do his legacy sequel horror sequels.
But shouldn't be a little
Sequels.
worried because the Halloween Legacy movies that he did, the first one was good, but the last two were just like, what is happening here?
I thought, I don't know. I had no connection to Halloween. I thought the sequels, I thought they were okay. I didn't like the second one, Halloween Kills or whatever. That one was so stupid where they try to get the mob to get on board with everyone. They're just the commentary of it all of society was just terrible. I thought Halloween
Yeah,
Ends was actually pretty good. I don't know compared to the rest of the series because I never saw the original Halloween. I just saw that trilogy. So I don't know.
I guess we'll
He's
see.
yeah. I guess we'll
But
see.
he's doing The Exorcist
He's
now,
doing The
so
Exorcist, and it's officially called The Exorcist Believer. And Ellen Bernstein, who was in the original, is coming back. I never watched Exorcist, but that was the movie that introduced. This is a whole new trilogy he's coming out with. This is the first of a new trilogy. It
this is
says.
gonna be the best episode ever.
This is
Wait, which
it's
one's Ella Burstyn?
she's Ellen Burstyn. She plays the mom in Requiem for a Dream.
Yes, yes,
But
yes,
I don't
yes,
know who she
yes.
is in the Exorcist series because I've never seen the Exorcist. The only thing I know about the Exorcist is that was my introduction to being of differentiating reality from movies, kind of, because my mom showed me that movie because I was so scared of it at the time of the scene where her head spins around.
Uh-huh.
I was so scared of that my mom made me watch that scene like 10 times like and explained it to me. She's like, this isn't real, just keep watching it, like look, like you can see it that it's a animatronic. And she was
Yeah.
like, this isn't real. And I was just crying like, okay, it's not real, but she kept playing it. I was like, I'm still seeing it though. So that was my introduction to like horror movies and being like, it's not real, it's not real. I was really young, and I have
Good
that
Lord.
scarred and etched in my brain.
That's so it's terrifying.
It was. It was an experience. So that's the only thing I have. That's the only experience I have with The Exorcist. But they're making a whole new trilogy, so good for them and people who like that. That comes out October 13th of this year. They showed more footage of Wicked. We got some photos of it online if you've seen that.
That one I am very curious how they're gonna
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
also a two-parter. It comes out November 27th, 2024, so it doesn't come out
Wait,
until
they're
next
gonna
year.
do Wicked in two parts?
Yes. I don't know if we actually said that on the podcast, but yeah, it's a
No.
two-parter. It's a two-parter. I guess
What?
there's a lot of story to tell. I mean, there's an
No,
intermission
there's
in the
no.
show. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Um,
I wow. Okay.
yeah.
Wait,
It's
Elijah, let me process this.
that has, who is it? Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Hold on, let's have a moment of silence.
John M.
Who's
Chu.
who's
Apparently they
John
pre-
M. Chu is the one that's doing it. Okay. So I mean like
apparently there's news outlets talking about that they planted like a million tulips to film one of the scenes. So there's a million tulips in one of the scenes, and I guess that's good to know.
So this is one of the things, guys. This is a little tidbit of me and Elijah's this is like entire history of popcorn. I just love how he knows that there's a million tulips in one scene.
I know. I came across that. I was like, okay, I guess that's
I
cool. I
don't.
guess that they're trying to talk about how big these sets are, you know?
Uh-huh.
How like how fantastical the world is going to
It
be.
just shows how
One
much.
million tulips.
It just shows how much work that Elijah puts on the podcast and how much he does. A million tulips, I would never guess. But
Yeah. I'm
also a
so
two
glad I got to drop that knowledge on you.
also two part. I don't know why that would be two parts. That's interesting. I
Yeah, I don't
don't.
know. I don't know. John and
But
Chooch had decided that.
but see, like, why in the hell? Like, why would we immediately think that the first part of Wicked is gonna be so successful that they're
Well,
gonna
they're
want
shooting the, yeah, I don't
another
know.
part?
I think, well, they're shooting them back to back. It'll probably come out. Yeah, I don't know. It's wicked. It's wicked. It's wicked. You can't not
That
enjoy it, I guess.
honestly, I've never seen Wicked.
It's
I've only
it's
heard the
wonderful.
sound. I've only heard the soundtrack.
I've only
Never
seen the
seen it.
stage show in Minneapolis, which isn't the best place to see stage shows, but I've seen
Well,
it.
do you think how long is the show?
It's like 3 hours.
So do you think that that's going to be enough
Well, it's
to do
based on a
two whole
book too,
movies?
so they probably took a lot out of the book for the play.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
Yeah, it's a
okay,
book as
that's
well.
interesting.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole ass book.
Yeah, it's like this. It's pretty thick, but it's also big text. But yeah, it's a book.
It's also big text. That's interesting. Okay, sorry, digress. Also, we have to reiterate to people this is a late night session. So Elijah and I are
Which are our favorite? There's gonna be a
honestly, for me too. I love these because like we're really ourselves.
yeah. Usually when we do things in the daytime, we're like kind of thinking about the rest of the stuff we have to do. We also do it like maybe an hour or two before you have to go into work. So we're like,
Yeah.
let's get this done. We have no obligations till tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, like, hey, I'm gonna be thinking about this wicked thing for a second.
1 million tulips. I'm gonna be thinking about 1 million
1 million
tulips.
tulips. 1 million tulips in two parts.
Two parts. um, we're almost done with Universal. This next movie I wanted to talk about a while ago, but there wasn't any news about it until now. David Leitch, who's notorious for what? He did the Deadpool movie, directed it. He also did, what else did he do? He starred as a
He
stuntman, right?
well, yeah, and who he also directed Bullet Train, but he's been a
Bullet Train.
major producer. He produced Nobody
Hmm.
and
He's a big action guy now, right now.
yeah.
Um,
He's a hey, listen, guys, he's a big action boy.
he's a better action boy. Uh,
Let's give the guy credit. He's an action boy.
he wasn't he's uncredited as a director for John Wick, which is weird because it's Chad Stilinski and him are like really good friends. I think he just had a lot to do with the stunts with the original John Wick, but he then did Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, and Bullet Train. And his next movie is called The Fall Guy, which is a movie that I wanted to talk about for a while, but nothing came out about it. But this is Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Um, Ryan Gosling plays a stunt performer on the set of a large space opera, and
Ooh,
Blunt's character calls Gosling's character her ex-boyfriend to help her with her directorial debut. And it also has Aaron Taylor Johnson, Winston Duke, and Stephanie Hugh. I
that
think I'm
sounds
saying that name.
amazing.
Yeah, it looks sounds awesome.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
And it's a movie that serves a dedication to all stunt performers who work hard to make the movies, which is a big deal right now. Ever since John
Yeah,
Wick 4
yeah.
came out, everyone's like, there's needs to be a whole Oscar category just for
100%.
stunts.
And like
Yeah,
I totally agree. So that's interesting. I feel like that's going to be a passion project for him right there.
sounds like it.
That's
Yeah, it's called The
that's going
Fall
to
Guy, and
be
we knew it was called The Fall Guy for a long time. I thought it was going to be like a heist movie, like a bank robbery, and he's the
uh
fall guy. But no, he's the fall guy. He's a stunt man. He's the guy who falls. So that's pretty
that's
cool.
amazing. That's actually very interesting. I'm very
Yeah.
excited for that
I,
one.
They announced that it's coming out March 1st, which is exciting finally.
And that sounds like a movie that I'll actually enjoy, that I don't cringe, because Atomic Blonde made me cringe, and
I never
Bullet
saw
Train.
it. Didn't really want to.
And
Yeah.
Bullet Train it is a fun movie, but overall it's just like it's yeah, it's
Tries
whatever.
to be a lot. It tries to be too
It
much.
tries. Yeah, way too many characters, way too much that's going on. You don't really understand what's
You kind
happening,
of have
but
to like pick one storyline to be like, okay,
yeah.
this is the one I care about.
The
And I
only
chose
thing
Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry. So I was like, I
Yep.
only really care about these guys.
Yep.
So,
Yep. 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 Yep.
and even then, I
Exactly
was
the
kind
same
of
way.
not really fulfilled with that. I was like, damn, I should have gone
Yeah.
with Zazie Beetz' character. I don't know. Just I don't know.
But no,
But
that sounds very interesting. That sounds like a
March
good time
1st.
right there.
So I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully they drop a trailer soon. A lot of times after CinemaCon, they drop footage afterward, but we'll see what happens with a lot of these. Illumination's coming out with another movie called Migration.
Good lord.
The trailer
Good
for this
lord.
one is so bad because half of the trailer, they already released a trailer or a teaser, I guess, but it's Illumination. So they just show Gru from Despicable Me reading a story to his kids. And then it like shows Minions and it just shows all the Illumination projects for like half of the trailer. And they're like, and now comes Migration. It's about a bunch of ducks migrating across the country. It kind of looks like, I don't know, it doesn't look that great, but it's written by Mike White of White Lotus, or directed by Mike White of White Lotus, which
Interest.
I thought you would find interesting. Yeah. They announced the cast. It's Kumail Nanjiani, Elizabeth Banks, Keegan Michael Key, Aquafina, and Danny DeVito.
All right, look, I do love, I do like, I do love Mike White. I mean, he also wrote School of Rock and
Yep.
Orange County, two of my favorite Jack Black movies. And yeah, he created and directed.
So you want to see this movie?
but this is what I'll say. He also did write the Emoji Movie. So
And this is his next animated movie. Yeah, it seems like I don't know.
and he also wrote Nacho Libre, which I do
Some
like
people
Nacho Libre.
love. Some people that's a cult
I know
classic.
It's
It's a cult
like Nacho
classic.
Libre.
Uh,
But I mean, like Illumination and
Ducks.
Ducks just makes and it's called Migrate. Like
Migration. Yeah, it's literally
migration,
just
whatever.
about ducks going from New York down south, I guess. And it comes out
Just
December 22nd of this year. Wow.
just watch the old Daffy Duck
Just watch the
migration.
Owls of Gaul. Remember that movie? It was a Zack Snyder directed movie. I forgot what it was actually called. What was it called?
He didn't direct
was,
that. I think he produced it.
no, he directed that.
Did he direct that movie?
Yeah, it's about fighting owls and stirring storms. When a young owl is abducted by an evil owl army, he must escape with a few newfound friends and seek the legendary guardians. It's a very cinematic movie about owls. Okay, yeah. Just watch that instead of Migration. Yeah, he directed that between Watchmen and Sucker Punch. What an interesting choice. So yeah, Migration. Illumination's Migration.
I now just want Zack Snyder to direct an
An
Illumination
Illumination movie. Yeah. He's gonna direct the Super Mario Brothers too.
I just want to say really quick, we need to have a category on our YouTube of just late night sessions, because I feel like every late night session that we do is just like this. We're both just giggly.
Oh yeah, yeah. All of our there's probably only like we've probably only done like 4 or 5 late night ones.
Yeah.
Which are
Usually
pretty
we're
funny.
both drinking. I'm just drinking for both of us.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say there's not anything in the tea.
Ooh.
Just kidding. There's not. There's honey. There's honey in the tea. For the last couple stories for Universal, they had, showed more footage of Stray. Will Ferrell came out with the dog that he plays and just started shit talking the dog and was like, "I can't believe you're in this movie with me. You were probably eating shit when I was, or you were probably eating shit when I was making Elf. Like, there's no way you're gonna do any better
Wait,
than this
Elijah,
movie."
really quick. Did you go to CinemaCon?
No, I wish that would have been cool. But yeah, there's a bunch of he just came out and talked about the movie. It comes out June 19th, which I'm really excited for. It's on my was on my most anticipated movie list. from a couple months
Honestly, it
ago.
was one of those movies where like I had no interest in it, and then Elijah sent me the trailer.
I thought it was going to be an animated movie, like fully
Yeah,
animated, but they're doing the cats and dogs style from 2004 or
which is
whatever.
very interesting. We
Yeah,
got to
I'm
admit,
I'm glad
very
they
interesting.
I'm glad they did that.
News.
Strays, that's coming out June 9th. um, they're making another Trolls movie from the Dolls Trolls band together, and Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake are back. It comes out November 17th. They showed some footage of Asteroid City, which I'm not as excited for after I saw the trailer. It doesn't look as good. I mean, it looks good, but the
Honestly,
story, I'm not
okay.
interested in the story.
Yeah, no, let's look for a quick second, then
Yeah.
you know me, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
Asteroid
can
City.
we talk about how Wes Anderson is just it's just not working anymore. Like
He
I
should be a
love
cinematographer. He should do other people's projects because all of his own projects are kind of, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them anymore.
I think
They're not
that
easy to make, obviously, but
like French Dispatch, like I thought like was such a like visually, of course, and I like that like his comic timing. I love how the actors always are committed,
yeah,
but his storytelling right now is just awful.
that's how I
I
feel
honestly
too.
think so.
That's why I'm not interested in the story of Asteroid City.
Watching the trailer for Asteroid City, it does like it's just like it's like it's just a parody of himself now.
It's kind of,
Like,
yeah, it's kind of wild. I mean, that's a whole trend right now is like people making things to look like an Wes Anderson movie because everybody knows how he does it now. It's
and
all
it's
about
so easily
symmetry.
done.
It's
Yeah,
about symmetry and just like wide shots, you
yeah,
know?
and
So,
just being and this is the performances
yeah.
stoic. Oh
Yeah.
my god, this is what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And then
Very,
moving on to the
very
next thing.
what's it called? Dialogue driven of exposition. It's kind
Yeah,
of
I think Moonrise Kingdom was his last really good one. Like I or
story
no,
wise and stuff, yeah.
uh, Grand Budapest, of course. Like like
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
there's some great stuff in that, but French Dispatch, I don't know, like visually, that's the only thing that like that I really get into. But Asteroid City, like it doesn't matter how many people he stacks into the cast now. It's just I don't know. I'm just not as excited as I used to be for
Yeah.
Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah, that's how I felt about this one. I was just like, And even, yeah, even the French Dispatch, like I could have seen it in theaters, but I was like, I think I can wait for that. Like I feel like I can wait for
Uh,
Wes Anderson movies now. He should go to Netflix. Sorry, maybe he should just go to Netflix. But
Probably.
Alexander Payne's coming out with another movie called The Holdovers, which stars Paul Giamatti, who playing a teacher who watches over a group of students who are stuck in a school over a holiday break. That movie comes out November 10th.
Ooh, I love Alexander Payne.
That's gonna be good. I like Paul
Election is one of
Giamatti.
my favorite movies of all time.
Um, Ethan Cohen's coming out with a movie called Drive Away Dolls. It's half of the Coen brothers. His new movie, his solo movie, is called Drive Away Dolls, and it follows two girls who are on the run from a few bad men. It says that comes out September 22nd. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is getting a third movie. Good
Okay,
for them.
let's
September
move
8th.
on. Move on
Megan
from that one.
2.0 is slated for 2025. They announced that The Black Phone might be getting a sequel.
Ugh,
Nosferatu is now in development, which is from Robert Eggers, which is I'm very excited for. Robert Eggers' Nosferatu is going to be
interesting.
beautiful.
Interesting.
We've talked
Interesting.
about that movie before, but it's officially in development now from
Robert
Universal.
Eggers did The Northman and The Lighthouse
And The
and
Witch,
The Vivitch.
The Vivitch,
Mhm.
and what's it called? The biopic about Amy Winehouse has officially wrapped production. It's called Back to
Oh,
Black. It's by Sam Taylor Johnson, Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife.
the director of the very first 50 Shades of Grey.
The iconic.
Eek. Wait,
Yeah.
who's playing Amy Winehouse?
It's Marissa Abella. She's called. Oh, she's from a show called Industry that I watch. She's also in Barbie. She's not in a lot. Yeah, wow. I
Okay.
know her from the show Industry, which is an HBO show. I don't know what else she's in.
Well, hey, that's exciting. Getting someone new to play her.
Getting a
It's pretty cool.
nobody.
Getting in. Yeah, I'm not excited for her the Sam Taylor Johnson directing it though,
Hmm.
because what was the last movie that she did? She did something that was not good.
I don't even know. The only movie that I remember her doing was Nowhere Boy, which was the John Lennon biopic where she met Aaron Taylor Johnson.
where she met a very young
Very young
boy.
actor. Speaking
Very
of,
young boy.
we're going to Sony Pictures now. Oh, now. And Aaron Taylor Johnson stars as the character Kraven the Hunter from the Sony universe of Spider. He's a Spider-Man villain who's a huge hunter. That's why they call him Kraven the Hunter. But he's getting his own solo movie, and it was a big deal because for Sony, it's the first R-rated Spider-Man production that's coming out under Sony. This is going to be a hard R, he said. He's very excited about it. They showed footage of Russell Crowe, who plays his dad, and a couple other characters, but it looks like it's going to be, or sounds like it's going to be a really dark movie. The big thing that they took away from this is that they introduced another villain to this movie, which is the Rhino. The Rhino is going to be the big bad character, the big bad guy in Kraven the Hunter, and it's not Paul Giamatti,
I
unfortunately.
was just gonna ask that.
It's a guy named Alessandro Nivola, but it's going to be one of those where his body physically transforms into the Rhino. So he's going to be like the lizard in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, where his body actually mutates into a rhino. It's not going to be like a mechanical rhino like Paul Giamatti's. So there's that. It's going to be hard R. Like apparently, Aaron Taylor Johnson like rips someone's neck out with his teeth, and the blood just goes everywhere. So it's going to be violent. So we'll see how that goes. That comes out this year,
Elijah,
October 5th.
Elijah, what the hell?
They're trying to change it up with Sony. They're like, well, if we're not Disney, why don't we go balls to the wall?
Exactly. But why did they fucking just do that with the Venom movies? That would
Yeah,
have
they should
made
have done that with Morbius too. He's a
and
fucking
Morbius as
vampire.
well.
They just took out all the blood from it.
So wait, what is this one called?
This one's called Craven the Hunter. He's obsessed with hunting. He's a very good hunter. He has superhuman speed and strength, maybe. But he
He's
eventually in the comics he really wants to hunt Spider-Man as like a trophy. He wants to kill Spider-Man because he wants him as a trophy. That's
oh,
like his whole thing. So
honestly, that sounds completely terrible to me.
we'll see what happens. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson, but I don't know. That comes out October 5th. They
Ugh,
showed more
gross.
footage of Across the Spider-Verse, which we're excited for.
That's the only one that I'm excited for right there.
And then they announced that the Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel is officially taking place in New York.
Okay,
Paul Rudd's
well,
returning. Everyone's returning again. Well, I don't know if Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray are, but I think
probably not Bill Murray at this point,
Ernie
unfortunately.
Hudson, is that his name?
Yeah,
Ernie?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
returning officially, but it takes place in New York, so they're excited about that. And it comes out this December. So production has already started on that.
But yeah, Ernie
Uh,
Hudson has been talking about how much he was disrespected. His character is disrespected in the Ghostbusters franchise.
oh, yeah.
So they're probably gonna try to emphasize on that,
Yeah.
or not emphasize,
Redeem, kind of.
redeem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Redemption, redemption.
They announced the Equalizer 3 with a trailer. Denzel Washington's finally ending his series with Anton Fuqua.
Yeah, yeah. The
And Dakota
series
Fanning is back,
that
reunited
nobody
with him.
cares about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that there was a second one. I was like, I
But
did
the
see
first,
that.
yeah, no, they're fine movies.
Yeah,
I do like Denzel Washington just killing people for some reason.
yeah, it's all right.
And plus also, my grandma loves Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got her big ass Denzel Washington poster.
Yeah,
And
that's my brother's favorite actor of all time is Denzel. I
yeah,
was like, okay,
oh yeah,
not a
that's
bad choice.
American Gangster is one of her favorite movies of all time. Every single time that Denzel Washington has a movie, my grandma would be like, "So, did you hear about that Denzel Washington? Have you watched that movie yet? Should I watch it?" It's like it doesn't matter if I like her or not, Grandma. You're still gonna watch it.
They are officially in production for Bad Boys 4, and Will Smith came in via satellite and said, "Ha, I'm not there, but that's because you're paying me to not be there. Ha ha, we're making Bad Boys 4," he said, and that was about it. Same
Was that
directors as
your
the last
was that
one.
your Will Smith impersonation? He's just doing haha.
Ha! For Sony, they're also doing a Gran Turismo movie, which is a video game that PlayStation has, and it's just a racing movie that has David Harbour and Orlando Bloom, and they showed an exclusive trailer.
Into Bloom.
Yeah, I know. Where's he been? That comes out August 11th. Ridley Scott's Napoleon showed footage, which is really exciting, starring Joaquin Phoenix. And even though it's slated as an Apple TV movie, they're really pushing the theatrical release big time. Like that's where like all the money is going. So I'm really excited that they're going to be putting a movie like this on the big screen because it's Napoleon and it's Ridley Scott and it's Joaquin Phoenix. So
Is Joaquin Phoenix playing Napoleon?
yeah, yeah.
So is he going to method act where he's going to cut off like his legs or something?
I think
And
they
be
just
as short
cast
as he-
really tall people to make him look short, like they did with the Hobbits and Lord of the Rings. They're
Oh
just
lordy.
gonna make
Okay.
him look small. But that comes out
Interesting.
November
Interesting.
22nd. I'm glad that they're putting a lot of money into a theatrical release.
Okay.
Um, there's a movie that we talked about, GameStop stocks thing. Did you
Oh
ever hear about
yeah,
that?
dude.
It's called
Well,
Dumb
yeah, no, that
Money.
was one of the first things that we talked about. That was like
Yeah,
years ago.
they really the stock market, they swindle people on Reddit swindled the stock market through GameStop, and the movie's called Dumb Money. They showed some footage of that, and it stars Paul Dano, who plays a YouTuber who puts his life savings into the scheme, who's based on a real YouTuber. And it also has like Pete Davidson and I think Seth Rogen. Let me see who else is in it. It's called Dumb Money. They showed some footage for that. And it's directed by Craig Gillespie, who's pretty cool with his visuals. Um,
Have you
but yeah,
seen that the trailer for that one movie called Blackberry, which is about the
yeah, with Glenn Howerton.
yeah and
Yeah,
Jay Baruchel. That guy
yeah,
Matt Johnson's a great director. That movie, The
yeah,
Dirties. Watch The Dirties. It's
yeah.
amazing.
And this movie's also got Dane DeHaan and Nick Offerman and Sebastian Stan. So I'm
I'm
looking forward
down.
to this one. This is going to
Great
be a good
cast.
one.
It's a great
Yeah.
cast.
And then they showed the trailer, which was already put out online as well, was the Insidious, The Red Door, which is a sequel to Insidious, the first Insidious officially, where that family comes back, and it's directed by Patrick Wilson, which was interesting. The guy, the dad
Ooh.
in the originals. This is his directorial debut. Is Insidious, The Red Door, and it actually looks pretty good. It looks like a good sequel. Um, so I'm looking forward to that one. That one comes out July
I've
7th.
I've never seen any of the Insidious movies.
Dude, the first Insidious movie is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, that and Haunting in Connecticut. Those are the scariest movies I've seen.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
watch a lot of
Okay.
scary movies,
Yeah.
but those ones are scary. Um,
One of the first times that Elijah and I ever hung out with each other was he did a you can cut this out, but when you did a your birthday party and everybody was watching Dead Silence.
oh yeah, I don't even think I really watched that movie.
We were me, you, and Brando were in your room
We were just talking about everything else.
looking
Yeah,
at your horse script.
yeah, yeah.
You can cut that out. That
That
doesn't
was
matter.
that's true. I forgot. Oh yeah, we did watch Dead Silence. That's funny. I don't
Well,
remember how we decided on that.
it was Aldo and all of them
Oh
who were
really? Yeah.
watching Dead
Oh, it was the
Silence.
people who were staying over. It was kind
Yeah,
of, it was after a lot of people left. Yeah, I was like, how
yeah,
did we
yeah.
get everyone to watch it? But yeah, a lot of people had left. Um,
You can cut that out. That
I
doesn't
remember
matter.
that. Of all
That
the
was just
things,
that was just
that's what
something
I'm gonna.
it was some random ass thing that I just remembered.
People like knowing that stuff. I like being reminded. I'm glad that wasn't just a dream and that someone else remembers that.
We're gonna have plenty of that next week. Like, remember that
um,
one time?
we got one more movie studio, and that's Warner Brothers, which is mostly DC. It sounds like. I mean, they said they were going to announce a 10-year plan with DC, and James Gunn didn't. So that's good. They didn't put their eggs in too early. But
Well, yeah, no, he needs to shut up. He needs to put his foot in his mouth because
yeah, they just need to start making movies first.
yeah, just make it. Just do it.
They showed the entirety of The Flash, and people are already spoiling the movie in a way.
Wait, the entire
online.
movie?
They showed the entire movie to the crowd, to anyone who was going to CinemaCon that day and got the
God.
Warner Brothers passes. They watched the entire movie. Do you want to hear a spoiler
Yeah.
that I think is going to be pretty weird if they pull it off? Which
Yeah.
it was like 95% done, but there's a cameo of so I don't know how that's gonna look, but that's been going around as a rumor.
That's pretty amazing.
It's and everyone's saying the Flash is really good because they do shit
Yeah.
like that.
You want to know something that's gonna be really sad about this? That Ezra Miller can go fuck himself because he's probably ruining one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, it
One of
could
the
have been.
greatest Superman movies or superhero movies of all
It
time.
could have been. Yeah. I hope they recast and keep going with good projects in the future or something. I don't know.
Have they
Even
announced anything else with
with DC?
yeah.
Um, well, nothing really new that we didn't already talk about because we talked about well, um that first big presentation that James Gunn had, like Creature Commandos and all that. Um, but yeah, no, nothing really new. They showed more footage of the Blue Beetle movie, which already has a trailer.
I was just
Um,
gonna ask you about that. What do you think? Like I saw the trailer for that. That movie looks
I don't
it
know.
it,
It looks kind of cringy.
it like I can't believe that they're gonna release Blue Beetle, but they were like, we gotta get rid of Batgirl because it looks too cheesy. And
Yeah,
then
I
they
don't know.
released the trailer for Blue Beetle, and I was like, this looks like a Disney Channel movie.
Yeah, it looks like it shouldn't be in theaters, but it's coming out in theaters
Yeah.
August 18th.
So
Yeah,
do
I don't
we
know how to
really
feel about it.
think, Elijah, really quick, do we really think how do we think that the Flash is actually gonna do? Because obviously it's gonna be a good movie.
It's gonna be
And
good.
which is gonna suck
It's gonna do
because
well.
it
It's not
seems
gonna
like a
break like Avengers, like the last Avengers movies. It's not gonna break
yeah.
records like that. But it's gonna make a lot of money. It's gonna make enough money, I think.
I think it's gonna be like a double-edged sword where it's gonna be like a lot of people like are gonna it's just like how the trailers are released. It's like, oh my god, this looks amazing.
The worst thing I
But
think, yeah,
why?
the worst thing
It,
about it, I think, is people are gonna love the movie, but they're not gonna like the Flash. They're
yeah,
gonna like everything that is around the Flash. They're gonna like Supergirl. They're gonna like the Batmans.
yeah.
Because also at the end of the movie, they tease another Batman, like a new Batman, and you don't see
Oh
who it
lordy.
is.
Oh lordy.
Because yeah, he has to go back to his own timeline, and
Hmm.
Ben Affleck's done. So they're teasing another Batman, which we already know is coming out because they have Brave and the Bold announced, which is about Batman and his son. So
I think
everyone's
the
gonna like everything that surrounds it and what it sets up because it is a full blown reboot.
yeah, I think
Um,
the only reason why the movie will be successful is just to see Michael Keaton.
yeah, Michael Keaton.
But I think that that's gonna be like the last one. And what I think that DC should do at this point and from beyond is just to focus on like the Batman and Joker. I think James Gunn, like everything that they're gonna do with it, they should leave. Just keep
Yeah,
doing
I
these
mean, as a big
little
studio, they know that they have to have a universe that connects to each other because they need to compete with Marvel, even though Marvel is really shit in the bed lately because they're doing that. You don't watch a movie because you want to see the movie. You want to see, well, what's the rest of the story? Where is it going?
yeah,
Because we know this isn't the last one. But like
yeah,
self-contained stuff like Joker and the Batman, yeah, that those are really quality movies, and
yeah,
they're probably gonna do that. But he knows he can't bank off that.
yeah.
He has to have that connected universe because that's how studios work now. Everything is connected.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
No, I'm very curious how the Flash is gonna be because every
Yeah.
single thing that I've heard about it, like I definitely go through a rabbit hole of just like seeing like any piece of footage or any little thing about the Flash,
Hmm.
and every single thing I see about it is just that it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But fuck Ezra Miller, god damn it,
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is still coming out. That comes out December
forgot about that
20th.
one.
They showed a trailer for that. What's her name is still in it. Amber Heard is still in it. So that's cool, I guess. Barbie, they showed a big presentation for Barbie. Ryan Gosling came out and they told us that John Cena is going to play a merman Ken. Merman Ken. So
Good
that's cool,
lord.
I guess. July 21st, that comes out. They showed some footage of Dune Part 2, which apparently we're getting a trailer for that really soon, if not even tomorrow. We're getting a trailer for Dune Part 2. That comes out November 3rd. So Timothy Chalamet is coming back, Zendaya is coming back, and it's a full-blown war movie. And apparently, what's his name? Austin Butler wears a bald cap. So that's going to look interesting. And Florence Pugh is in it. A lot of people are coming back. But the big thing was that Austin Butler is going to be bald. That's what everyone took away from it.
Well, I don't want to see it.
They showed footage of Wonka, and it's going to be a really positive. Willy Wonka. He said he's not going to be jaded like uh, what's his Gene Wilder's, and I was like, was Gene Wilder really that jaded? That's a strong word. Sure, he had his doubts about humanity, but was he jaded? I don't know.
The whole Wonka story is kind of
So
weird.
he basically confirmed he's playing the young version of Gene Wilder's character, his version. So that's I don't know how I feel about that. But the big thing that they took away from this is that Hugh Grant is playing an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
I don't
I
know how
did
to
see
feel about
something
that. I
like
don't
that.
know if
That
he's gonna.
sounds
I don't know if
terrible.
they're all gonna if they're gonna do the same thing where they all look the same, kind of like they did with
Yeah.
Johnny Depp's. But Hugh Grant playing in Oompa Loompa is interesting. I don't know what that's gonna look like.
And that honestly sounds like a terrible idea. Just
Um,
right now, that sounds like a terrible idea.
so those are the footage ones that they did with Warner Brothers, but they still have. They officially announced that Beetlejuice 2 is coming out. It's in
Shut up.
development. Yeah, that's officially coming. I don't think anyone's really attached yet, but it's officially in development. So they're talking to people. Um, they announced and
If it's not
showed.
that sequel they were talking about where Beetlejuice is gonna be in Hawaii, then I'm not interested.
I never heard about that, but I've never seen Beetlejuice, so I have no. Yep, that's one of them.
Elisha. Elisha.
That's Halloween related, I feel like, and I never was really into those kind of movies growing up. So I think I've told you that, but
You would
that's one of the ones
love
that I never saw.
Beetlejuice.
Although all of my family have seen it. But yeah, Beetlejuice, Mark Michael Keaton, hopefully, unless they
Hmm.
recast him. I don't. I think they could cast him again and just put a ton
Hey,
of makeup on him.
if he's gonna come back to Batman, hopefully he comes back to Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I agree. They showed they're making The Color Purple again, which is
No.
more based on it's going to be closer to the novel and the Broadway show. They're integrating both of them. Oprah Winfrey came out and said, "We're doing it." Let's see. Meg 2 is announced. That big shark movie with Jason Statham is going to
No.
be a big shark versus a T-Rex, I guess, a battle between them. I don't know how that's going to work. They announced another
Gross.
the Nun movie, which I never saw, which is I think in the Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
So they
Gross.
announced a sequel to that, and then they announced another Conjuring movie called Conjuring: The Last Rites.
Gross.
We did it. That was CinemaCon. We went
Is
through a
that it?
whole week, a whole convention. That was it. We did it. That was a lot of titles, a lot of news, but we did it.
This is probably gonna be my favorite episode of all time.
This is the ultimate movie news episode. That's CinemaCon, baby. Yeah, this is going to be a quick session. I didn't realize how many titles there were. There's a lot of titles in this episode. So, yeah, that's a lot of news. But we did it. CinemaCon. It happens every year. So look
CinemaCon.
forward to another 2.5 hour episode next year as well.
The one thing I'm thinking about is the Fall Guy. That's one I'm like majorly
That's going to be
interested
a
in.
really quality movie. I've been waiting for details about that, and I'm glad it's not a heist movie because
Yeah,
it sounds like his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
exactly.
It's going to be good.
But it's actually gonna be a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
We did it.
controversy.
We
We
did
did
it.
it.
Holy crap. So yeah, that's our episode. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Let us know what you guys are
Late night
watching. Yeah.
conversations.
Let us know what you're watching. Go watch Beef and Barry.
Yes.
Follow us on social media. Tell your friends about us. Subscribe on our YouTube. Hit the like button. Watch
You
our
guys, can you guys please just tell people that we're good?
yeah. Just talk to your friends about us. Put in a good word.
Tell us we're cool.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Maybe not next week, but the next episode. Goodbye, guys. Bye.
Bye.